It's 18 minutes after 8 o'clock. We got Herschel for just a few more minutes, but Herschel, you must be getting pretty familiar with El Paso if you're here every few weeks, right?
I am. I was just here last week, and I tell you, the people have been great. I tell you, it's a huge cowboy town, so that makes things a little bit better.
This is a big cowboy town. I think still to this day, cowboy fans say, hey, we have, in a lot of ways, Herschel Walker to thank for those championships when they brought
I wish Jerry would see that and give me a ring or something. But Jerry don't see it that way. And he won't even put my name up in the Ring of Honor yet. I'm like, Jerry, put my name up there because I want to retire as a cowboy. People don't know I have not officially retired from football.
You might come back.
Well, I'm thinking about coming back. But what I'd like to do is to retire and be the first one to drive around a new stadium on a motorcycle. You know how you retire and they give you a motorcycle, you get to drive around the stadium. That's my dream. I've been dreaming about it.
Are you a Cowboy fan? I mean,
I hate to say it. I am. I love it. The Cowboys are my number one team. I watch a couple other teams, but I want to see the Cowboys do well. And I tell you, it's sad, and I'm sad now because they're not playing like the Cowboys. They're making too many mistakes, and I'm a little confused because Jason is such a great.
What was that at the end of that game on Sunday?
I think he just got confused. I think he got confused, which happens. People got to remember he's a young coach.
What happened was they had it lined up for a kick.
Oh, it was bad time management,
and they called it a timeout. They iced their own kicker, is what they did, right?
And I have him on my fantasy team, so thanks.
Yeah.
Okay, so Herschel considers himself a cowboy. And I think most cowboy fans definitely consider you a cowboy. Why aren't you in the Ring of Honor? Do you think you will be someday?
Oh, I think I will be someday. And I don't know. I'm a little different. Whereas, I hold records for so many different things, and people don't know who I'm going to, like if they put me in the Hall of Fame, they say, what are you going to go in as? And I was thinking because I played in Minnesota, played in Philly, played at New York, played at Dallas. And I was trying to tell people the reason I did that is just in case I run for president, I can carry those states because you need electoral votes today. You don't have popular votes. So I'm trying.
What was the USFL team? It was the Generals.
New Jersey Generals.
New Jersey Generals.
But remember, I played a year with the Giants.
Did you play? Was Donald Trump the owner of the New Jersey Generals?
Yes, he was, and and that's where I got to know Donald. I knew Donald.
And then you were on Celebrity Apprentice too, right?
I was. I knew Donald before he became the Donald. And I hate to say little Donald and Ivanka, I used to keep them.
Hey, just so happens Donald Trump's back in the news.
Oh, what happened now?
He's going to host his own Republican presidential debate. What do you think of Donald Trump being a politician?
I think Donald.
Don't hold back.
No. Donald love publicity.
Please don't. Of course he does.
I will say this. I will say this here. I think right now it is sad of the people we have running for president. People today run for being a politician. They're not running this country. We need people that are serious about running this country. The problem we have today is no one want to take the initiative to do the right thing. The right thing is we need to put money back into this country, not into the outside. And why don't we make a set tax that's low enough that you have to
pay
tax?
God, if I could pay 10%,
I guarantee you
I would vote for you today, Herschel Walker.
Speaking of finances,
yes,
that is a very stressful topic that can really cause a lot of stress.
And so people need to go to
and you can go to UBA.
Speaking of finances, I just really want to bring this back to all the stresses, like finances, like the holiday season, like people coping with certain things and turning to bad behaviors that could actually, and maybe not even necessarily bad behavior, maybe it's a learned behavior that can actually turn people to suicide, depression, chemical dependency, substance abuse, all kinds of mental health fallouts. And this is a time of year where a lot of people out in this community listening right now could be hurt, could be struggling. And the best thing about it is that there's a place to go, University Behavioral Health, UBH of El Paso, 544-4000. You can come and get a level of care assessment free of charge by a master level therapist. And we can at least help you get the skills that you need, or either identify if you have some trauma, or identify if you have a situation where maybe, just like when some people have diabetes, your pancreas isn't working, or if you have high blood pressure, well, some people don't have the fortunate opportunity to have a chemical balance in their brain that could cause them to turn to substance abuse, that could cause them to have bad behaviors or violence, or they could have just learned a bad skill. There's a place to go that you can have a level of care assessment that can tell you, hey, you need some skill building on some bad behaviors.
She says something that was very important there. Did you listen to what she said.
I was listening to every
She
word.
said-
I was hanging on
she
every
said,
word, in fact.
Free assessment.
Free assessment. You
Now,
go in and
that's
not pay
big time.
anything.
When you hear free, you go, whoa,
Right.
free. And
Would you vote for Donald Trump?
No.
No.
No, not the point. Not.
All right. Herschel Walker is in town today. One time, right when Herschel won the Heisman Trophy, I thought, Herschel Walker was, and I might have been right about it, the greatest athlete. And then between his senior year at Georgia, was it senior year?
My junior
year. He left as a junior. And before your first year at the USFL, there was a news report that somebody was trapped in a car and Herschel Walker lifted the car off. Did that really happen?
It was almost like that. But I didn't really lift the car. I did pick it up a little bit.
Oh my!
But no.
Right.
No, that was a young lady that had she had an accident. The car flipped, and it was spinning on the top. But there was a fire started about to start. And these two guys were trying to open the door, and they couldn't get the door open. And I happened to drive up, and I jumped out of the car, and I sort of bent the door back and helped her out. And what's funny is I left. Because I had an appointment, and I left, and I didn't meet the young lady until like a year later. I happened to be in Athens out eating, and she came up and introduced herself and said, "I'm the young lady you helped out."
Here's what it must have sounded like. Can you imagine somebody? I idolized him, and then there's a news report where he's an honest to goodness superhero all of a sudden, right?
No, it was like da da da,
Da-da-da.
and I was like, something about that.